Good evening. There we go. Yep, mic's all working. Been playing on my settings. I'm back. I'm not dead. This could be fun. Um, right. Let's try and get into this. Trying to get my chat window set up so I can actually see what's going on. It doesn't want to play. Oh, sodger. Right. Okay. Don't really know what I was planning on doing before. My caretakers are fast asleep in front of the TV, supposedly watching a film, but they've eaten, and the moment I put the movie on, they settled in, and then 20 minutes later they're asleep. So I've given up, just come back downstairs. So liberal use of terms. So we're gonna get back to doing this. I'm just gonna finish populating the panel. I've probably an hour on this. I don't know. I'm already pretty tired, but at the same time, I just want to get this all done. Thanks for the support for the people that were sending me messages and trying to keep me occupied while I was in hospital. It's kind of entertaining, actually. I've had some fantastic chats with people. Right. So what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna make that, which is compass, I believe. I'm not even sure where everything is. So that's artificial horizon. That is all the work in progress stuff. So I did cut that. I did cut a panel like that. I know I did. Right, that's why that didn't quite look right. So let's hike that forward. So that should sit on top. And is really not agreeing with me. Nothing sits well with my meds right now, so. Right. Back. So what we're going to do is we need a surround that is much like this. So I think I am just going to copy that and we'll adapt it. Do that. Let's copy that. Drop it into the panel area. It's not quite the same size, so we're just going to scale it out. Just gonna do it. I just want to mess with the settings on this background image for the moment. Just so we can see, perhaps see a little bit more. See, that's a fold over. So I'm going to move this 2.5 mil out. I'm going to move this one 2.5 mil. That's going to move 2.5. That way we still get the 45-degree chamfer. Okay, this music's going to have to change. Because that is annoying the crap out of me. Let's try that. Okay. So we need this to go up 2.5 mil. Right. So these clips at the top, I'm assuming they are clips. I don't actually know. Grab those. Let's go remove edge. This is not going to end well, at least not going to end in the way that I was expecting it to. It's probably better I just remake this, but I want to keep the edge because I don't want to essentially remake all that bottom edge. Dumpty 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 dum. Yeah, I'm just gonna remake it. Sod it. See if we can keep this. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's grab this edge. Dumpty dum. Let's grab that. It would just be quick to remake it at this point, but bollards to it. see, we're drifting on perspective here, so I am kind of guessing a little bit of all this, so you're gonna have to bear with me while I work all this out. They certainly look like clips to me. I've never flown in anything while sat in the cockpit and seen this. I'm assuming it's a clip to fit over the dial, so you can block out a dial or clip a filter over it. But I don't know. I've flown a lot of prop aircraft, and I've got like 20 hours in a Robinson R22, about 18, 20 in a 44. Couldn't really tell you. I can slide those. Alright, slid that up 6%. Now I'm out. I may have to have a word with a couple of people and get some advice. It'd be nice to talk to a few of the old guys because I haven't spoken to many for quite a while. It's a disadvantage of being disconnected and ill. A lot of the guys, well, I'm in my mid-50s now, and a lot of the guys that I knew were 10, 20 years older than me that were the era that were flying Phantoms and joined the RAF when they were the Lynx and the Puma were coming on board. One of the guys that I used to spend a lot of time with transitioned from Phantoms to Tornado when Tornado first came online in the 80s. He was really upset he missed the Falklands as well because he was on the wrong aircraft. Everyone was apparently jealous of the Harrier lot. In the 80s, there was no way they were going to get Tornadoes or Jaguars down that far south in a hurry, unless they had an airfield. That wasn't happening. I mean, the Vulcan was the Black Book. You can argue that wasn't actually a successful raid, but it did put the fear of God in them. Largely because of they could actually realise, the Argentinian government realised that they could hit Buenos Aires, which was a bit of a shock for them. So, right. We're doing screws with the, aren't we? I am going to just copy this, paste it, bring it down ever so slightly because it is the dial. Here's the compass dial. So if we go to the right side, I'm going to move that forward about a mil. So I'm going to move it forward about half a mil. Excuse me. It's really easy to lose perspective or lose scale. You're doing this sort of thing. So that bar across, if I remember rightly, is course bearing to runway or whatever. It's like the VOR, HSI, horizontal situation indicator, possibly. Can't remember. It's been so long since I've done anything like this. I'd love to go flying again, but just not on the cards. Certainly not given my health issues. Right, so 640 02 1. Oh, I'll put it as 40 meters, not 40 millimeters. Not 4. There we go. Let's grab that. Bugger. Oh, it wasn't the center. Oh well. So let's do a little bit of scaling. And we're going to bring that forward. So it's another half mil over the top of that. That's about a mil. We don't need the center, so we can save some polygons on that. So, because we've changed the size of a few things, we also need to re-unwrap this. See, all that's changed as well, so grab this top edge. That's going to bug me if I don't do this, so... Okay. So, I was pinged by a couple of people while I was in hospital talking about Reforger, and still have no plans to put anything into Reforger publicly. I am just treating it as an infusion test bed, and a little bit of learning. I don't know enough. I really don't, and I'm kind of relying on second and third hand information from people. So I need to sit down and learn how to manage it all, because I can't be dependent on everybody else. So it's not fair to keep nagging people to help me out. So that, I think, is changed as well, because we changed the scale and cuts and whatever. The one thing that's come out of it is people are asking about the combined vehicle weapons pack. Will I port it? And the answer is kind of yes. As I said, the weapons pack originally was meant as a library for the RKSL aircraft and whatever. So full intention is bring it over to, or bring the newer weapons over to Arma 4. Just so I've got a decent library of stuff already. And as with Arma 3, I'm quite happy for people to use it. That's not a problem. It's not for me to stop people. Right, sorry, I'm just trying to work out where everything was going then. Yeah, I will. I'll bring it all over. Yeah, that's not a problem. Don't allow. I don't plan on to allow derivatives, etc. But having said that, the way that the derivative system works, or seems to work in the workshop, it's less of an issue than it was in Steam Workshop. So I don't know. But I have a couple of projects I need to work out. I'm already happy with my namespace stuff, but I need to work out how I can split certain packages out to people. There doesn't seem to be a very good way to do a team share or like share workload on terrains either, which is a bit of annoying. Need to have a word with Mike and a couple of others about that. And that needs. I don't even know what that should be. CDU is light green, right? That's external. Overhead, was that? No. Instrument panel, duh. Right. You can already see there's an issue with the artificial horizon. That's not finished. We've got that clips around, which try that, because it should, in theory, be almost the same. Let's turn that off. Okay, well. Theory didn't quite work out. Right, so let's grab those, or deselect those rather. What I want to do tomorrow, I think, just to give you and me a bit of a break, is I'll do the pilot's seats. My phone suddenly decided it wanted to take voice commands from me, which is a bit odd. delete that for a moment, just so we get symmetry. So that is, I am just going to move these a little bit further out and let them float a bit. You're not going to see where this is supposedly a clip. At least not in the low poly. I don't think anybody really cares that much. Right, so while we're on this, I've got some set up. I'm gonna do the backup. See, it's a smaller version. Has the rounded clips on it rather than this. So what I want to do is run away screaming. If I grab that and that. So I've copied and pasted, so I just cut that. Let's go down here. So looking at this, it's about 50% of the size. So I am just gonna snap onto that bottom corner. I am just gonna shrink it. It's about 60% looking at that. Again, the angle of this, the perspective is kind of moving off. You can see it is very much angled away from us. So we could probably do with making this thing a little bit bigger. So let's grab that. Go a little bit wider with these. So again, 2.5 mil out, I think, each side. I want to try and do a couple of streams in the next few days. So don't normally like to stream on Sundays, but my usual activities are somewhat curtailed. Um, the girls go tomorrow, and Kelly's mum comes to stay for the weekend. So it's going to be me sat in the corner getting abused for having a dirty house or something, or not doing the right laundry, right settings or something. I don't know. So I'll likely come down here and hide while she puts my world to rights. So, right. A couple of things I don't want to spoil a surprise about, so I'm not exactly hiding, but it's just there's some cool stuff coming. Right, so yeah, it's much tighter. You see the backup? Yeah, there you go. Right, so this is definitely an HC4 cockpit. So that's actually got lighting over it. Oh, got another instance of Modo open. So I think it's probably going to be wise if I just ditch this. Don't worry about that. Copy. Yeah, officially I'm not supposed to go out and socialize. So Sundays is historically when I catch up with my mates on we have like it's now a Discord meeting or a WhatsApp meeting occasionally. But we normally have a catch up every Sunday, see what everyone's been up to, make sure everyone's done all right, and then it's sort of Sunday lunch, and excuse me. I have a depressed immune system at the moment because I've started chemo, etc. So going out and socializing is a bit of an issue. So it's essentially it's me stuck in the house, getting nagged. So pray for me. My house is a mess. And well, her name's Janine, but everyone calls her Annie. Is going to probably massacre me for something that I've done. There'll be some reason to have a go at me. Love her dearly. Yeah, I can't win. So let's just turn this thing off. So I'm cutting a hole in the panel here. Let's snap on. Just so that everything passes through, I will show you properly in a moment. On the stream that wasn't a stream because I didn't press the broadcast button, I did actually do a detailed explanation of how I make the artificial horizons and how important the unwrapping is. So my intention right now is to kind of do a very quick go of that. So there's those low poly knobs. Excuse me. Knobs and switches, there we go. Copy and paste that. Zap it down here. So 0 that in the X, 0 in the Y. That should be bang on. Right, so just explain the unwrapping for this, or the UV map unwrapping for this. So this is actually two sides of the sphere. If I grab this, so that's the front side. So what I've actually done is when I created the sphere, I unwrapped it, cut it in half, and cut the edges off. So because when this rotates, it's either going to rotate around this axis, or it is going to rotate left and right. So it's never actually going to be visible. All these edges are never going to be visible. So I'm cutting away those sides. Each one of those divisions there, because it's a sphere, is 10 degrees. So that's 10 degrees of climb, 10 degrees of decline. So because one half of this is like ground and one half is sky, what I've done is literally, if I cut that away, I've literally copied this, pasted it, and rotated it through 180 degrees. So that way, when I do paint the texture on, excuse me, when I do paint the texture on, any like text or fonts or whatever will be in the right place to be able to read properly. The reason for that is if you dive or climb, you're going to see the top of the ball. You may never see the back of the ball, but because of the way that the game engine in Arma 3 at least works, it pays to have the back of the ball on just in case, because sometimes people do things that normal aircraft can't, so weird things happen. So it is important that you properly map this out. So that's 10 degrees up, 10 degrees left and right for each square. So if I grab all of that and we go pack and I go lock stacked, Actually, I'm going to undo that for a moment because I will explain why I don't want to move all of this. Right. So I'm going to very quickly grab that. So I want to move all of this. So pack, Loco is stacked. So that's my horizon balls. So I now only have to paint one ball, and it will be identical, and the texture will scale properly. So what I have to do now, just grab this, move it. We have changed the scale of this. You can see there's a tear or distortion there. So I'm just gonna grab that. So you've got to unwrapped it properly. That distortion has gone. It only appeared because I scaled it. So just going to quickly fix all of these. Oh dear, my gut's going. Made a banquet board, and seafood does not always agree with me. Not that anybody really needs to know that. It's just what I'd share. I'm nice like that. So let's do this again. So where are we? Horizon ball. So by selecting both of those, I can now do this. So what I will do, and again, we'll paint these in a quick session to how to explain this. I've previously said that I do the low poly first and then do the high poly after. I also do high resolution textures that bake onto smaller ones. So I think what I'm going to do is paint all these at a high resolution and then bake them down into a smaller, into a more complete UV with the rest of this stuff on it, just so I can get the detail in properly. So that could be a bit of fun, be a bit of something different. So let's go rename HR. Oh, HR. Let's see, Oriz. So that's the UV map. So it's now separate from all these others. If I select the no poly knobs, for example, you can see low poly UV texture, blah blah blah. Each of these are a texture set in their own right, so it just allows me to split them out, and we don't get any overlapping when it comes to substance paint or anything like that, because we can bring multiple objects with multiple UVs in and still be able to paint them. So I'm not too worried about that right now. So I am just gonna green these up. How long I'm running for? I want to keep a clock on. So we're 46 minutes in. I'm okay with that. Excuse me, I just need to get a mouthful of something. And for those of the dirty mind, it was only low sugar cola. Not anything else salty. Because I know people will be sniggering about that. I know several people that will be sniggering about that because they are children. Love them to death again. Some of my best friends are these giant children. Right, so let's go back. Let's grab these two again. Copy, paste. Center point on that. I'm going to drop it onto the center point there that I prepared earlier. So we've moved that to the side. So if we bring up this central panel image, so again, so artificial horizon. So this needs moving as well. If I turn this off, it's a little bit easier to see. I've actually got cut lines in the panel, which is going to allow me to more accurately snap into places. So that's moved 1.038 meters. Can I use swine? Right, so we need to cut the panels this as well. It's panel vertical. So slice. I'm freeballing these. Normally I'd create a square or something to hang on. I'd create a square or something just to use as a guide. Can we swine? So over stretches like that, I can just literally cut the point away. So I'm going to grab that and just join those two verts so I can move shape. So we cut that face away. We should now be able to see the ball behind it. There you go. Just realised we need to create the little plane icon that sits in these as well. So let's go back to this. Okay. Get off, you little... Oh, dear. Alright. So we can see the ball there. So, yeah, we need to make our little plain W icon thing. So, can't really see it there. Little W bar. Y-Files new podcast is out. Do like a bit of Y-Files. Always nice to see what the weirder side of life's about. Right. Dum. So let's start. We're going to start with a little 12-sided cylinder, because they usually have a little dot in the center of them. So let's go 2 mil, 2 mil, and we'll go 10 mil. Oops. Trying to kill the back face. We don't need that. You're never going to see it. Right. So there's a couple of things we can do here. Oh, if we... $20 mil, 2.5 mil. So the thing with this measurement system is it automatically, instead of staying in meters or millimeters or whatever you choose to set it at, in the box you can put meters in or you can put millimeters in. But if you put millimeters in, you actually have to specify mm. If you put meters in it and it's below a meter scale, it'll convert it down to millimeters, display it as millimeters. Be nice if it's a bit more consistent, but it doesn't tend to stay like that. Right, so so you see if we can find a decent image. Some of them are W, some of them are. What's the? Yeah, okay. Some of them are like a U. You can see the W there. just scale that down eyeball. So let's rotate 45 degrees. Copy and paste. Let's rotate 90. If I go right down that, that'll give me the center line to cut. I can cut that there. Okay. Get rid of that. Oh dear. So that's gonna need to be. That wouldn't have been a 45-degree cut, bugger. It shrunk it down. I need it to be consistent height. So if I slice there, and I grab those verts and connect it to that one that I've just cut, what I can do is I can. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Right, so this line now needs to extend up. Let's join that to that. Because we were cutting at an angle, we cut through the hypotenuse of a triangle is longer than the sides, yeah. What we ended up doing was creating a thicker portion, even though the shape was exactly the same thickness when we started. You know, it was just angled. So we just had to slim down this end piece for it to match. So there's one side of our W. Let's extend that out a little bit more. So if I join this now, do separate verts. So we should now have 6 faces. 6 down here. So if I go UV, project from view, damage these UVs because that's it. So we've now got this UV. To make it 3D and to make it edge, I'm going to select the center line, go to my right view, and just raise that up. So I've messed up here because I'm now the inside of it. So what I want to do is F to flip it. Again, I can go to the back view. Go duplicate, mirror. Come on. Duplicate. Oh, mirror. Bit on bridge. There we go. We now have a nice flying W. So I'm going to copy that. I wanted to use the center, but we're going to end up scaling a little bit anyway. So scaling that down to 85%. So you can see it's, we could probably scale that, actually probably should scale that down a little bit more. Excuse me. So we'll come down to 85 again. I don't know what that aggregates down to. So the last thing we want to do, let's go to the back face. So copy, paste. Again, using those little snap points that I created earlier. Just copy them straight over. I've copied them too far back. Yeah, there you go. joys of snapping when you get into a complex model is you can easily lose track of what you're snapping to. Should have just moved it 1.038 meters to the right. Right, so one glaring thing is that dial is clipping in this top corner. So let's sort that out. So I need combing panel. If at first you don't succeed, just turn it on and all on and see what happens. Because I know I did the combing for this. I'm sure I did it. If I didn't do it, then no harm, no foul, but I'm pretty sure I did do it. Stacked under that. See, the combing's there, right? Okay, so where the hell is that? What's that part of pedestals? Oh, fuck. It is part of pedestals. There we go. Working panels. Right. So I grab that. Should be 10 degrees. There we go. So gonna grab all of that back. If I bring this up, so we're gonna go up 15 mil. Let's bring that up 15 mil. So working panels again. So that all that's now tilted 10 degrees back, but it's just so that it's there we go. It's kind of interfering with the frame, but you're not going to see it. I don't think it's going to care. Perhaps a little bit lazy of me, but what the hell. I am getting a bit tired and I have been tapped on my shoulder. It's now 11 o'clock. What are we in? An hour and 13. Let's see if we can do something for 15 minutes and then maybe call it. Keep saying I'll do stuff like this offline, but I never get the chance. Right. See, that's an HSI, proper HSI on this. So we should be doing that really, because if this is an HC4, that's a cut down HSI. I was only putting this in here for scaling. See, that's a cutout on the panel. And that's not a cutout on the panel. Okay, love. That is my overly protective but very lovely goddaughter, Gwynnie, at am I allowed to say your proper name? Guinevere. Mother loved King Arthur. Okay, love, thanks. Right, yeah, I don't know. I need to sit down and work out what I want to exactly do, because this is the HC4 cockpit, which is the commando version of the helicopter. It's a slightly more modern than the cockpit we're looking at, because I believe this image is from a German. No, it looks like it's a British. Looking at that, that is a British flight helmet. That's an Alpha flight helmet. So it could be an HC6. That checklist panel, I don't know. I'd have to check it. I have to find where the image came from. It's off airliners anyway, so that'll check it. I can do an image search for it. I'm betting it's off the older HC6 or HU5 or whatever it is, or even the AW1. So we have 1, 2. I want to replace that. That's going to bug me otherwise. I mean, it can be an option. So we've got 2 more dials to do realistically, and then it's little cleanup bits. Those are the tactile buttons, if you remember I was talking about. That's part of an upgrade that Westlands did, or Augusta Westlands did. This is going to be a later model. It's going to be a British HC6 or something. I don't remember seeing these tactile switches coming in on anything but the British stuff, because it's post Merlin. So that's anything in the last 25 years, realistically. Right. Other than that, I think I'm gonna call it. I need to get some sleep. So if you've come back and joined me, thank you very much. If you're watching this like on a stream later on YouTube, thank you for watching. Like and share and all that crap. It does help. I'm just spouting bollocks now, but I'd appreciate it if you could help. I mean, if this helps other people, I'd like some feedback. If we can get more people asking questions, I can answer some things properly, or at least show what I'm doing. Um, um, if there's something you specifically want me to do, have a look at, let me know. We'll see what we can sort out. But other than that, thank you very much, and I will bugger off. Have a nice evening. Good night, sweet dreams, and all that. So, thank you. Bye bye.